All right, shalom, shalom. Brakat the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone. Shalom to you, Akim. All right, it's pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. All right, and I want to title this lesson, all right, good things come to those who wait. You know the old saying, all right, and that's a very true saying, okay? And, I kind of had a situation right before I did this lesson. Well, started doing this lesson. All right, and a very minor, minuscule lesson, but it could be one of those agitating situations where a person is being unmindful. But I held my peace, and things worked out in my favor in a weird way. All right, in a very subtle, very simple way, and that's how the Lord is going to, pretty much deal with us in the near future. Very simple, subtle way. We don't need armaments and prepping and all of these things that people put their trust in to overcome. We're going to overcome by the simplicity of the Lord, just sheer believing, sheer hope, and pure trust. All right. Because remember, our power is a jealous power. And when you go into the word jealous, it's basically dealing with, um, let's see here, it's dealing with not tolerating unfaithfulness. All right. So the Lord is, as the scriptures say, shall he find faith on earth? And believe me, he is searching the earth now. Okay. And he's marking individuals for salvation, and he's also marking individuals for destruction. All right. Well, the angels. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 2:4. All right. Of course, this is a staple precept. All right, that everyone should know. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. All right, and make not haste in time of trouble. Okay, and so we're not supposed to, you know, uh, break in a sense, lose our integrity and do something that's compromising. Okay, we're supposed to understand that what we're going through, no matter what it is, we have to be patient. And most of the time, we kind of put ourselves in certain situations, you know, but that's why the Lord has pity, He has mercy. Okay, all right, and of course, the main thing is waiting on the kingdom, you know, and being inwardly agitated at the things that's going on around us. We can't change. We can't change these things. All we can do is wait and hope. All right, and good things come to those who are patient. All right, and it's a wonderful thing that's coming to us. You know, most of the time I don't like talking doom and gloom, even though that is the forecast. But there's a lot of blessings. There's a lot of promises that we're going to inherit. So Salakia, verse 3, it says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. All right. And so that this is a staple. This is like the golden rule. We're supposed to understand that we're supposed to cleave unto the Lord. And, that's supposed to be the first principles that we understand, because the Lord is our foundation. Right. So verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. All right. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. That's right. So you got to be patient when you're in a lower state, whatever situation you're in, because, the Lord will subtly work it out for you and put things in your favor. Okay. And you got to be mindful of that, especially when you're going through these, the daily afflictions and then the bigger thing is the kingdom, waiting on this kingdom to be destroyed. While people are pretty much parading in the world, blaspheming, you know, um, going after Satan, living it up, comfortable, and we're uneased, in our spirit, in our bodies, you know, subject to payments, subject to this injustice system, you know. Um, yeah, man. So let's see here, Salaki. Let me see if I can find it. All right, so I got Hebrews 12 and 11. All right, so another aspect of the truth is this is a chastisement, all right, as well, but it's working in our favor, all right, so that we be presented, a new lump, a new creature, all right, tried and proven and vetted for the master's work and ultimately accepted, sacrifice accepted. So Hebrews 12 and 11, no chastening is for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, right? Okay, because a lot of us are in straits right now. And if you're not in straits, you're not in the truth, period, you know? And I know we got, these camps, these individuals who are, it's a lot of false teachers going out into the world. They continue to spew, false teachings, all right? And it can be very irritating, at times because, we're zealous for the truth. But they have to play their role. Everyone has to play their role, and we have to understand that this is a game of patience. So you do have to, in a sense, you have to balance it out. All right. Okay. So Hebrews 12. All right. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, right? But let it rather be healed. Okay? And so that part that is lame is, of course, that which is lacking. All right? And the Lord will, he can't cast it away, but as it says, but let it rather be healed. Okay? Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. That's right. And humility, all right, is probably the best weapon we have. And patience is the best weapon we have. And I noticed even in the situation I was just in, which, I don't have to go into detail, but the principle is that I used patience in the situation and it worked out for my favor. It worked out, I was put, things subtly worked out, when it seemed like I was being taken advantage of, you know. So I kind of want to use that to reflect on, use that same energy that I just went through, all that stuff that I had to pretty much endure. All right, to reflect on, our stake in the truth. All right. So it says, looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of the Most High, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. See, and that bitterness comes when, and during the time where you're suffering. All right, that bitterness can come in where oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. And you're looking at everybody else and you're envious of everybody else. Well, the Lord put you in the situation that you're in. And this is time out. I mean, this time and time again, I have to tell myself and remind myself this, because, what time and chance happens to all men, and you can go from being in the absolute state of, absolute low state where, things are just not going right. And, but your patience allows you to endure. And then, at the last you overcome and that good happens. And that's what's going to happen to us overall. With all the smoke, when the smoke clears, well, in the smoke is deliberate. All right. And the smoke is somewhat, I want to use that as a confusion. All right. To basically the confusion that, that is, that seems like it's going on. It's not confusion. This is all deliberate. Whether you have false prophets, men who not teaching the real truth and being regarded as the top teachers, when in fact they're not. So you know, um, it's like I don't want to lose my train of thought. But yeah, the Lord ultimately He's controlling everything. All right, and He's going to appeal to our joy and those that come against the doctrine, the true doctrine is going to appear to their shame. All right. So let's keep going. It says, that was it. So you got to watch out for that, the root of bitterness. And that comes when really you ain't studying, or really you're not really focused in on what's the most important thing, which is enduring and, not allowing your flesh to be, how can I say, not allowing yourself to be overcome by the weak nature, And I admit, this week has been sort of rough because, Jake, we get in the mode and in the routine of going through the motions, and it really is really not good. It's time now. It's time to lock in. And we have our times, but you have times when you have to snap out of it. You could be going through something, which is fine. We all gonna go through it. There's no way we can, go around that, right? But you gotta learn. You gotta learn how to snap out of it. So give me a second, just a second. All right. So this will make it easier. This is Romans 12:12. Let's see here. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is Romans 12:9. It says, let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. This is the conduct that we're supposed to be showing. All right. It says, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. All right. And so these are the things that we ought to do to maintain a balance, a healthy balance, while, pretty much, like I say, the smoke is clearing. All right. Which is deliberate. The Lord is confusing the lines on purpose. This book, these words can be a snare unto you. All right. So, and that's why we encourage to, study, keep it simple, and to eat this roll. All right. It says the serving to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality. Bless them which persecute you. Bless and curse not. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. All right. And that's right. Okay. So let's see here. Let's go back. All right. All right. Romans 8:25 was good. Here, Romans 8 and let's see here. Yeah, I can start at 22 because it is dealing with, one of the main topics. All right, is being changed. Right. So for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit. That's right. And we do have the first fruits of the Spirit. All right, which are all those principles. All right. When you go into the fruits of the spirits or the fruits of the Spirit, that's dealing with a long list of virtue. All right. Long suffering, patience, temperance, mercy, so on and so forth. All right. The list goes on. Okay. ultimately, it is the truth. All right. It is the truth, but the first fruits are a part of the truth, if that makes sense. All right. Even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. Right. So we're waiting that for the Lord to redeem us. All right. To take us up. All right. To change us. All right. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. Right. So it says, for what a man seeth, why doth he get hope for it? Right. So they don't, these people don't have no hope because, they get the material. All right. They get the material reward. Our reward is a spiritual reward. You know, it's comfort in the times of trouble. All right. It's salvation in the times of destruction, you know. All right. So it says, but if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. See, and we waiting for what's being promised. We can't forget it's being promised by the Most High. And the Lord, if the Lord long suffereth, how much more we? All right. The Lord is long suffering, so how much more we? I think that's James. Let me see. James 5 and 7. It says, "Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord." All right. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and that's the elect. Okay. And hath long patience for it until he received the early and latter rain. All right. Okay. And that's the elect. Okay. All right. Because the latter rain, I believe, is the time of harvest. All right. And the early rain, well, no, if I'm not mistaken, the latter rain is dealing with, because I know you got spring and then you got the rains that come towards the end of the year. But towards the end of the year, you have what they call a harvest. All right. It's symbolic in the Bible that represents the final outpouring of the Holy Spirit, which prepares, well pretty much the elect. Okay. So James 5 and 8, it says, "Be also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh." Right. So we have to establish our minds. All right. And there's a certain mindset, a certain conduct that we're supposed to have. And we're supposed to show that we're completely against this place. All right. Completely against wickedness. We cry out against wickedness in every shape, form, and fashion, every aspect. All right. Of wickedness. We don't accept the lesser evil. Okay. Evil is evil. Wickedness is wickedness. Right. So we establishing our hearts, and we're trusting and learning to trust in Yahushua, and understanding his sacrifice, and understanding what the Lord has planned for us, his promises. Okay. Verse 9, "Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned." Right. So you get in trouble for grudging with one another. And that's why it's important not to grudge, not to hold old accounts, hold things against each other. The Lord told us how to deal with that. And you got this brother hating you for something you did. You don't know what you did. He just hates your ass because your mannerisms, and like, I can't stand it. Not understanding that we all different. We all got different spirits. Sometimes we're tuned to different things at different times, So it's important to have that patience even with brothers, because that's part of the balance as we're waiting on our redemption. "Behold, the judge standeth before the door." That's right. Yahushua is watching. All right. He knows what's going on in our minds. All right. He knows exactly your intent, and that's what he's looking for, your intent. All right. And if it's not good, then you in trouble. All right. And I speak to myself first. It says, "Take my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering affliction." and of patience. So we have them as an example. And they went through some rigorous stuff, man. And the scriptures talk about our light affliction. So, good things come to those who are patient. And ultimately, what? We're going to receive the world. Okay? Take my brethren, the prophets. Oh, Slack. It says, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job. Right. Job lost everything. He lost everything. Okay? And he said, yet the Lord slay me. The Lord slay me, yet will I have my hope in him or trust in him, and some to the extent of that. And that's the type of mindset that we have to have. Because at the end of the day, we know that the Lord runs the whole show. And this what we're going through is unavoidable. So learn how to deal with it through patience, and don't allow the spirit of bitterness to come and snatch you up because you idle or you going after your lust. Okay? So it says, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. That's right. Because ultimately, we're going to eat in the times of trouble. While these people who had ample opportunity to get right, all right, they just avoided, the correction. They wrote it off as hate, you know, somebody hating on them. They're gonna be the ones that reject it. The correction is the ones that's gonna suffer the most. All right, and that's why it's important for us to take correction so that we, uh, embody the perfect spirit, acceptable. All right, as a sacrifice. James 5:12. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea and your nay nay, lest ye fall into condemnation. All right. So let's go back because I need to know it's probably a few more precepts.